Nice shot! Try again.
Hello! So I wanted to try something today. So it's become very apparent to us that we're using sulfur cubes in a way that Mojang isn't really expecting, which is why I showed you that little thing at the very beginning, which I'll explain in a second. However, we've gone ahead and made things from zip lines, to flying machines, to hot air balloons, all of which obviously exploit the sulfur cube in ways that are far more practical than recreational minigames. Not to say that minigames aren't practical, of course, they're a lot of fun, but I feel the community has an overall propensity towards utility over anything else, which explains why you're seeing all of this stuff. Now, I have gone ahead and made something which may be very familiar to some of you. A lot of this is in vanilla Minecraft with very few commands, so you can basically remake this in survival Minecraft if you want to, which I think is what Mojang are trying to encourage with this sulfur cube. So I've got 3 items here: left bumper, right bumper, and tilt. Future Phoenix I see here. I've just been told that these are called flippers and not bumpers. I apologize. And 1 command block here. There's no scoring, but I will get to this in a second. Now I'm going to very quickly show you how I did this golf mechanic. So here's the flag, there's the hole. This is very, very difficult to pull off in survival, I will say, because I really couldn't find a golf ball that suited the attributes I needed. But it may also be because I made a very large golf course, which I thought was kind of what I needed to recreate golf IRL. So I've got the putter, I have the wedge, the iron, and the driver. There are many more out there, but I just wanted to recreate Wii Golf in Minecraft. Okay, so the putter is a shovel, wedge is an iron axe, iron is a sharpness 5, and driver is a sharpness 5 netherite axe. The problem is if you hit the sulfur cube with the driver over here, it really doesn't go very far. Now this is already a sharpness 5 netherite axe. Now if you go ahead and drink a strength 2 potion like this, and then you try again with the netherite axe, it doesn't really go any farther out. Now this is all survival Minecraft at this point. You can go ahead and put the bouncy ball, which is not intended to be a golf ball, but this is really, really bouncy. And you can try once again with the same mechanic here with the driver, and it goes a little bit farther out. The problem is that this is a very bouncy ball. You can see as I'm riding it, I'm spectating it. This is how I did the cinematic, but it bounces a lot, which is not what I want out of a golf ball. Now, there are obviously many other limitations to this, and you'll see that more often in the pinball minigame that I made. So what I ended up doing was give myself like strength 50, but of course that no longer makes it survival friendly. I just threw in a quartz block because it's a little bit different. It's less bouncy than oak or any wood type. And then I just hit it with my sharpness 5 netherite axe, and then it goes flying, and it really does go the distance I wanted it to go. So do play around with it a little bit. It's a little more complicated than I would have hoped. There are currently only 9 categories for the sulfur cube. I'm hoping we can customize them a lot more in survival, and hopefully they'll find some middle ground categories between the quartz block or the football and the extremely bouncy oak planks or oak logs, because this thing that bounces a lot. Okay, I do have like strength 50. Okay, so that's one mini game you can do. You may have seen other concepts floating around like football. I made the DVD logo, which maybe that's not what they really intended either, but I really wanted to go a step further than all that. Now, if you watch Minecraft Live, you may remember this quote.
I think I can see them doing pinball machines, you know, with pistons and everything.
That's cool.
So in the spirit of all that, I really wanted to know just how possible it is to make pinball in survival Minecraft. Okay, so you'll see this one command here that's just resetting everything. You don't need this at all. So this button is the bumper to start the pinball machine. If you don't know what pinball is, it's just a little ball that goes running around an arcade machine. It rebounds across many different obstacles, scoring points for every rebound. This is Pinball Space Cadet from Windows XP. I really, really love playing this. I've played this a lot. So you're gonna see plenty of inspiration taken from this. And then you have to control these bumpers to make sure the ball does not fall through the hole. And I've got lava here because lava kills the pinball, or the sulfur cube in this case. So that button starts the bumper here, and this is just a dispenser with a sulfur cube inside. It's just an empty bucket right now, but I'll reset it in a second. That's a bubble column, and then this is a redstone torch elevator that simply goes all the way to the top. The slime shoots the ball across, and the game starts. We have very familiar faces here. We've got the firefly, creeper clouds, we've got clouds here. This is a sun and an arrow that points towards the direction of the ball. Villager house, Steve, a tree here. We have some ores, a golden pickaxe. That's a golden pickaxe. More ores here. We've got a dungeon. This allows the ball to pinball across a lot as well. And then we have the water trap to trail the ball across to the bumpers, and you can keep the ball going. On the right here, we have a portal wormhole, which teleports the ball all the way back to the top. Now, this is obviously not survival friendly, so you don't really need this, but I just added this to add a bit more dimensionality to the game. No pun intended. We have a flip-flop, which is basically just an extra life, so the ball does not actually end up there. I can reset that if I want. So obviously, if this trap is triggered again, the ball will fall into the lava, so that's GG's. And I've got barriers here to block the entire screen, but you can use glass instead. And so that is pretty much the entire setup. Now, this is supposed to work in theory, right? It looks like we have all the mechanics required for this to work. The slime maintains the ball momentum. To control the bumpers, you can use pistons and levers, anything you want. I do have carrot and the stick items here just to reduce latency, but you don't have to do that either. So if I right click this, the left bumper activates. Right click this, the right bumper activates. And this is a tilt button because you can shake the machine in real life if the ball gets stuck, or to manipulate position, which is obviously cheating. So in summary, you can do all of this in survival mode. So we can get the game started right now by pressing this button. And what that's going to do is shoot the ball all the way to the top and you can start the game. Let's see how long we last. So you can see with the right amount of work, this took a lot of time. You can see with the right amount of finessing, you can really get this to work if you really try to like modify some values, which I did. So my bit of feedback is this, that just fell through the hole. Wow, what the heck? I had no control over that. Okay, so here are some things I noticed when I tried to build this in survival. This huge machine really doesn't work unless you use slime blocks on these bumpers instead of regular blocks. But even then, you'll find that the Sulfur Cube just ends up sitting without moving a lot of the time. Firstly, with the massive size of the machine behind me, it just accentuates the limits of the Sulfur Cube movement, which I showed you before with the golf mechanic. So first of all, I'm going to place a piston here with a slime block, which is a central theme of this machine here. Gonna get a bouncy ball, collect that, and then place it on top. And now without any attribute manipulation, I'm going to activate the piston and see how high this cube flies up into the sky. Let's go. It really doesn't go that high. You can try it all you want to time it. It really does not go any higher than about 10 blocks, which essentially means this. If you have a very simple piston push mechanic like this, we'll see how high the cube can really go. It's not high. If you apply this simple system down there, you're not going to gain a lot of height for the ball. So this really tall machine here is prone to error, such as the ball basically not moving after some time. And I'm going to demonstrate what it means. I'm going to restart the game and I'm not going to move at all. And you'll just watch the Sulfur Cube sit motionless if nothing happens. So I'm gonna try to, hopefully it doesn't really do anything. Oh, it's gonna die. No, it's not. So there we go. Okay, the Sulfur Cube is now sedentary. It's not moving. You'll find that because we have a ton of perpendicular angles in this game, basically that is Minecraft. It's cubic, right? This cube is going to end up staying still without any sort of angular momentum. And so what you may end up needing to do is create artificial momentum through piston machines, liquids, even mob cramming. I think with the right amount of creativity, you can pull it off. I do have that third button here, which is tilt. And if I press this, it simulates shifting the machine left and right. So it just moves the ball around. And sometimes it kills it. But this was basically 2 or 3 hours of my time, and I wanted to make sure that this is really possible, and it kind of is. I just think with how gigantic I ended up making the machine, it does show the limitations of the Sulfur Cube, but I think I'm onto something. Otherwise, it really still is a lot of fun. I'm going to leave this world for download if you guys want to try it out and maybe just experiment with it. You can change it any way you want. It still is a ton of fun with how very limited everything is, and so go and try it out if you so wish to, because this is exactly what Mojang intended, right?
Doing pinball machines.
I think so. It's a sandbox game though, after all.